I spent years following every energy hack imaginable: meditation apps, productivity planners, morning routines, afternoon power naps, and somehow felt more drained than when I started. Then I discovered that most energy advice actually works against your natural rhythms, and three counterintuitive shifts completely transformed how I feel without adding a single thing to my to-do list. The more light exposure you get at the wrong times, the weaker your circadian clock becomes. All of the downstream systems, your immune function, your energy production, fall out of sync. Think of your body as a warehouse with a precise delivery schedule. When trucks arrive at the right loading dock at the right time, everything flows smoothly. But when they show up randomly, the whole operation backs up. Most of us flood ourselves with bright indoor light all evening, typically 100 times brighter after dusk than even the brightest moonlight. Then wonder why we feel sluggish the next day. Meanwhile, we're getting 100 times dimmer during the day than natural daylight. We've literally inverted our light exposure. The fix isn't another morning routine to stack on top of everything else. Expose yourself to bright light soon after you wake up, preferably natural sunlight or artificial light if it's still dark outside. That single morning signal tells your circadian clock to orchestrate energy production, setting you up for sustained vitality instead of the afternoon crash most people accept as normal. But here's the hidden energy vampire no one talks about: micro decisions. Every time your brain has to choose something, what to wear, what to eat, which email to answer first, it burns glucose. By noon, you've already made hundreds of these tiny choices and your mental battery is drained. Think of your brain like a smartphone. Each decision is an app running in the background, slowly draining power even when you're not actively using it. The productivity gurus tell you to optimize everything, but that's like opening more apps to fix a dying battery. The counterintuitive solution? Decision batching. Instead of choosing what to wear every morning, I pick out 5 outfits on Sunday. Instead of deciding what to eat, I eat the same breakfast for weeks. It sounds boring, but it's liberating. Those saved micro-decisions become fuel for the choices that actually matter. So here's my question. Which energy drain hits you harder? The evening screen glow that wrecks your sleep, or those hundreds of tiny decisions that empty your mental tank by lunch? Comment your answer below. Now let's talk about the third shift that might surprise you even more. Your body naturally produces a cortisol spike within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. This is your built-in energy system coming online. When you drink caffeine during this natural peak, your body starts down-regulating its own cortisol production, making you dependent on that external stimulant just to feel normal. But here's the deeper trap. There's residual adenosine, the fatigue molecule, still floating around your brain when you wake up. Caffeine doesn't clear it. It just blocks the receptors. When the caffeine wears off, that stale adenosine hits all at once, and the crash feels worse than if you'd never had coffee. The solution? Wait 90 minutes after waking to have your first cup. It sounds counterintuitive, but this timing allows your cortisol and adenosine to regulate naturally first, leading to steadier, longer-lasting alertness instead of that familiar mid-morning energy nosedive. I tried to implement all 3 shifts at once. I'd set my sunrise alarm, batch my decisions, delay my coffee, and feel like a productivity superhero for exactly 3 days before everything collapsed. The perfectionist trap is real. You think if morning light helps, then more light exposure at more precise times will help even more. But your brain can only handle so much change at once. When you overhaul everything simultaneously, you're adding decision fatigue instead of reducing it. You're creating new micro-stresses instead of eliminating old ones. I spent 2 weeks obsessing over the exact lux levels of my morning light therapy instead of just stepping outside. The smarter approach: pick one shift and stick with it for 2 weeks before adding the next. Your circadian system needs time to recalibrate. Your decision-making patterns need time to become automatic. Start with whichever energy drain bothers you most, then layer in the others once the first one feels effortless. As your circadian rhythm adjusts to your new patterns, you'll find yourself becoming sleepy at the time you desire. When wake times and bedtimes are consistent, your body helps you fall asleep and wake up more easily. But it's not instant magic. It's more like slowly turning the dial on a radio until the static clears. Day 1 feels like you're fighting your own biology. You're standing outside squinting in the morning light while your brain screams for coffee. By day 2, your decision-batched morning runs smoother, but you still feel that caffeine craving at your usual time. The real shift happens around day 10 to 14. Your energy stops feeling like a roller coaster and starts feeling like a steady climb. You're not superhuman, you're just working with your biology instead of against it. That's what actually worked for me, and that's the difference between another failed hack and something that actually sticks. Subscribe for more productivity myths I've personally tested, and watch this next video on sleep mistakes.